And good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Cameron Woolley Show. Across from me is Bing Chen.
What's up, everybody?
And I'm Cameron Woolley.
Woo! Was that an and for every second, 1 second for every Yankees victory in a row?
Dude, this is insane.
It is insane. I need you to explain this to me. So, how many in a row? 11?
11. It's 11 now as of Tuesday night.
Okay.
The Yankees have won 11 in a row.
Could have been 12, but they didn't play last night. So
yeah, they didn't play last night.
Got a break.
Could have been even more, but they had to lose that Field of Dreams game.
No, yeah. Well, hey, was that the last game they lost?
Yeah, that was the last game.
That was the last game they lost. Okay.
Last game they lost was the Field of Dreams game, and now they've just won every game since.
Yeah, it's been quite a stretch. Longest win streak since 1985. I read.
Yeah, so 36 years.
Yes.
36 years.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't have seen this coming based on the way they played for the first, I don't know, 98
3
games.
months.
Yeah.
They were 41-41, and since then, I think they have the best record in baseball.
Yeah.
So just something just crazy. And since the heartbreaking loss in Fenway,
Yes.
where Domingo Romano had no hitter through 7 innings, and then the Yankees proceeded to blow the lead in the 8th.
They did.
They are 23-5, which is their
Okay.
best stretch of games since, I believe, the 50s? I don't know.
Wow.
I know they've won 10 straight series, which is their most since the 50s.
I mean, you can't argue with that record. 23. The Orioles almost don't even have that many wins total. So they have 39. So
Hey, your guys snapped that big losing
yeah,
streak.
they had their own streak going on. It wasn't a win streak; it was a 19-game losing streak. Finally broken last night as they hit 3 home runs off Shohei Ohtani. Rally for 5 runs in the 8th. Yes, and once 10-6. Finally,
That must have felt great.
finally. Well, I was gonna pull some kind of stunt, like I was gonna maybe podcast all night until they won a game. Then I thought that was a bad idea. Then, like, maybe I thought maybe I'd live on the roof of the building until they won a game. Also a bad idea. The roof is not very stable. So, yeah. Ultimately, it didn't matter because they won last night.
We
God.
didn't record yesterday because you were actually shooting something for Clerks 3.
I was, yeah. Might have been even an athletic endeavor. You'll just have to watch the movie to find out. Oh. Yeah, and you were at the beach.
Yeah, I was at a LBI. My friend invited. And she was like, "Oh yeah, you guys should come down to the LBI." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool."
All right, yeah.
And then,
Well, it's like,
it was kind of like a little
it worked out.
like a little day and night
It all worked
kind
out.
of thing. They all went down on the beach.
That's awesome.
Ate sandwiches, had a good time.
That sounds amazing.
Maybe to play D&D all night.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
We played.
Full on creating characters in the beginning, everything, campaign, everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we played. We played D&D and we played like a 2-hour long game of Uno, which I ended up winning. Thank God.
Wait, this is one game that went 2 hours?
One game I believe it went like 2
Oh
hours.
crap! What, were you using more than one deck?
No, we were using
One deck.
We were using one deck,
Wow.
but we were terrible at shuffling and
So all the draw 4s were in a row.
so many draw 4s,
Okay.
all the draw 2s, all the just inconvenience.
Interesting.
We were wondering if the game was going to end.
I mean, it sounds fixed to me, but
Everything's rigged.
Yeah.
Everything's rigged against Cameron Woolley.
Yeah, but this win streak, what? How do you explain this? What are the key factors? What is it? Luck?
Well,
Is there any luck involved?
I think the biggest factor, and nobody's bringing this up, is
Okay.
the starting pitching.
It's been great.
The Andrew Heaney has thrown 2 competent games,
But
including a great game against Boston.
yeah,
7 innings, 1 run. He looked great. And then Tuesday night against the Braves, he threw 4 innings, gave up 2 runs. Although you could have argued, the called strike 3 maybe should have been no runs, but it was just insane. I mean, sure, they've also gotten lucky. They have been dancing through the raindrops. Although that's kind of, you kind of gotta get lucky.
right.
in some capacity to win 11 games in a row. I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they had some bad luck come the first half. They
had some bad luck, incompetence.
What's our favorite stat? BABIP. It was not that great.
Yeah, the BABIP, the expected batting average.
Yeah.
Just everything terrible. And
yeah.
and you know, like the hitters have started hitting. Luke Voigt has come back. That's helped a lot.
Look at this, everybody. Luke Voigt named AL Player of the Week.
Yeah,
Could you have seen this coming?
Yeah, but they traded for Rizzo, and Voigt was just like, all right, bet, and then just went on some crazy tear. Ended up hitting like he was Don Mattingly for a week. And
here's the line over a 6-game span: batting .476, slugging .522, slugging .905, on base percentage .522, for a OPS of 1.427. Congratulations, Luke Voigt. You get to stay a Yankee. You get to be in the starting lineup.
Yes,
You
and
are playing awesome. Welcome back. That's all
now
I
we
can
were
say.
talking a week ago, and we've been saying that week by week the perception of the season is going to change. We're saying like, yeah, next week the outlook on the season is going to be completely different. It's going to go on a game by game basis. It's going to change every game
It's a
because the
schizophrenic
Yankees
season
are
for
in
sure.
the thick of everything.
Right.
Where like every game means so much, and it matters to such a degree to win these games. And they've won.
I mean,
as we look at the American League East standings, the Yankees are 4.5 games back of the Tampa Bay Rays because they can't stop winning, and which pisses me off.
I mean,
Like it would, like the Yankees have, I believe they have the third best record in the American League. As of right now, they have the third best record in the American League.
that is correct.
And as we look at the wild card standings, which is something that I'm kind of more concerned with right now, the Yankees are the first wild card, 3 games ahead of Boston,
Yes.
which is always nice. And the wild card game, if the season ended today, would be Yankees-Red Sox at Yankee Stadium with Garrett Cole
On the mound.
going
Sure.
up against Chris Sale. So,
Yes. I like those odds.
of course, Garrett Cole starring, you'd like those odds.
I like those odds.
Yeah, sure, I'd like the odds, but what has been going on, I mean, I can't explain it. If you told me last month that this team would have gone on
Roared
and
back.
like just like this might be the best stretch of Yankee baseball in this entire like core, like Judge's Yankees. I mean, I was talking 2 months ago about how this window's going to be shut,
Right.
and then all of a sudden they're looking as good as they've ever been in this month.
I mean,
And they have an outside shot at the American League East, which if you told me that like 2 months ago, I would have thought you were out of your mind.
Yeah.
And they have to go, I believe, 26-10 throughout the remainder of the regular season to win 100 games. With the cupcake schedule that they have in September, like this Oakland series is going to be bad.
It's
Like
going to be
this
tough.
is going to like
Yes.
the Oakland that starts tonight 9:40
4 games
Eastern time, 4 games at the Coliseum.
on the West Coast.
I have a feeling that they're going to run into some turbulence here because the Yankees always play badly in Oakland. That is a stadium that has given them fits, and the A's are a team that have always kind of given them fits at the Coliseum.
Right.
So it's going to be tough. I believe the streak's going to end some point around here. But
Okay.
after that, it's...
Look at this cake
Then
schedule.
after that, it's the Angels
Okay.
for, I believe, 3?
Yep, for 3 for sure.
Yeah, Angels. Yep, Angels for 3 in Anaheim.
then they go to Baltimore.
Then it's
Where
the Orioles. No, they come here.
They come there. Okay.
No, the Orioles come here for
Right.
3 games.
Well, you know how that usually goes.
Yeah, so that should be easy pickings. Then the Blue Jays for 4 at Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
Then the Mets for 3 in Queens, and then the
amazing
makeup
Mets.
game, and then the makeup game on the 13th against the Twins at Yankee Stadium, and then Camden Yards against the Orioles for 3 games. Then the Cleveland baseball team for 3 at Yankee Stadium. Then the Rangers 3 at Yankee Stadium. Then the Red Sox 3 at Fenway. Blue Jays for 3 in Toronto, and then the Rays for 3
And they'll
in
finish
the
out the
Bronx,
regular season,
which
ladies and
could
gentlemen.
be a
pivotal.
could be a very interesting series if the standings get a little closer, which I think they could. They also couldn't. Who knows? The Rays are a really good baseball team, and the Yankees have proven in this like stretch or so. I keep thinking the wheels are going to fall off at some point. Not a lot of these wins have come easy.
No, but they've been winning.
Yeah, they've been winning. Like the standing, like do the standings care how easy or hard the wins come?
No, they do not. A win is a win.
Yeah, exactly. A win is a win, and I want them to keep winning. Did they beat a scorching hot Braves team? No, they swept a scorching hot Braves team in Atlanta.
Yes.
They were coming into that series on a 9-game winning streak. The Yankees are like, okay.
Hey,
they're like, okay, and then they win the first game pretty convincingly, and then the second
that
game
last game gave you a heart
on Tuesday.
attack.
Oh my!
Come on,
dude!
Come on, tell me about the heart attack.
Okay, so I have to take you through it.
Yes.
Jesus. Aroldis Chapman comes in the bottom of the ninth with a 2-run lead, and I knew from the moment I saw him warming up in the bullpen, I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like, God, man, this is not gonna be good. This is gonna suck.
Right.
And he comes out to the mound. Sure enough,
all right, Darno grounds out, 1 out.
Darno grounds out. Great.
And Duvall singles, no big deal.
And then it's like, okay,
Guillermo Heredia strikes out.
Strikes out on a
2
really
outs.
nice
all right,
looking,
no problem.
looking pitch, and then
Duvall steals second. Defensive indifference, no big deal.
it's like, it's whatever.
Pincher, Irie Adrianza.
He walks on 4. Then he walks on 4 pitches, and
Okay.
I'm like, oh no.
Okay, 2 on, 2 out, no big
And
deal.
then Ozzy Albies, after frankly swinging and missing, had a pitch that was. They called it foul tipped, but the Yankees had a call earlier in that game, so
Yeah.
I guess I'll let it pass. Also, Jeffrey Meyer, and then Albies singled.
Yes.
Well, actually, it wasn't that he singled. Odor like double clutched on a ground ball, and Albies is super fast, so
Safe.
he made it on basically what should have been a ground out
Yeah.
to end the game.
Did not end the game.
And then Soler walked,
Okay.
and then Wandy
Atlanta
Peralta
4.
comes into the game. Freddie Freeman, 3-1, fouls off a bunch of pitches, including a pitch that would have been ball 4.
Right.
That would have tied the game.
Yes, it would have.
And then he hit a ball really hard to left center, gave it a good ride. I remember when I saw Gallo going back on it, I'm like, oh,
Your heart starts stopping.
I'm like, oh, no, it's happening. They're losing a game. What is this? And then Gallo tracked it down. I was shaking. After that game. I was like, I was hyperventilating.
Almost blew it.
I was like, oh, it was awful.
Almost blew it.
God, it was
But
tragic.
But
It was almost tragic,
they pulled out a win.
but they won.
Hey, that's
And the standings don't care.
right.
The standings have not cared all year. So
This is what good teams do.
Yankees love day. They find a way to win games that they should lose. If
Right.
if that game takes place in the first half, the Yankees lose that game.
Sure.
Plain and simple.
Right.
First half Yankees, they blow that game.
Right.
But another thing that comes from this is I know that there's been dialogue on him, and we've opened up a dialogue on him for months. We've done it multiple times. But Aroldis Chapman, if this team wants to go far in October, they can't trust him to win like a 1-run lead in the 9th inning in a playoff game.
Would you bet like your life on that? No.
No.
Or your playoff
No.
chances for that matter? No.
I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't even bet. I wouldn't bet Reddit gold on that.
Right.
I wouldn't bet Reddit gold on Chapman.
So what do you do? Is go close it out. 1 run. Who do you put it in there?
1 run who I put in? Jonathan Loáisiga.
Okay. Him and Chad Green are tired though, man. How many innings have they thrown?
I don't care how many innings they've thrown. I still trust a tired
all right.
Jonathan Loáisiga and Chad Green over Aroldis Chapman.
I looked up 4th most innings so far.
Okay, 4th most innings? Yeah, great.
Yes,
There are guys who have
eclipsed
thrown
by
more
Chad
innings.
Green, who has thrown the 2nd most relief innings.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, I mean, it's a
But
physical,
hey,
it's a physical sport. You get tired.
But
you
hey,
get worn out.
unless they start to show decline in their performance,
Sure.
from all these innings that they pitched, and Green has shown some wear and tear. Then they rested him for a bit, and then they kind of came back to form. Then Loaizaga, he's been a rock all year. He's, except for a couple of bad mishaps, including that game in Boston.
Right.
The last game before they went on this 23-5 run. But I still trust him. He's a guy you can go to in the 8th, and a guy you can genuinely trust to get the final 6 outs of a game, when Chapman, you can't even be sure if he'll get the final 1 out of the game. Aroldis Chapman is very, very, very low on my Yankee trust
Why is he
rankings.
throwing so many sliders?
Because that's what he does when he doesn't trust his stuff. Like, Aroldis Chapman, he wasn't throwing any fastballs last night.
Yes,
or
why?
on Tuesday.
Why?
Because he wasn't hitting the zone. It was touching 96.
Sure.
Which is knuckleball territory for Chapman.
It is.
And that's when when we know he doesn't have his stuff, when his fastball is like going mid-90s. So, like at Chapman, he can't hit the strike zone. I can't trust him to hit the strike zone on a consistent basis.
Right.
Which is not something that you want on a closer.
That means in a one-run game? Yeah.
Like, that's not something you want, like, where the guy can put the winning run on base at any time. Like, the first batter of the game, you're thinking, oh, this run's going to reach base because he's not going to be able to hit the strike zone.
I mean, how many more chances do they give him before they pull him from the closer role?
They're not going to pull him from the closer role. They're not. They're going to wait until his contract expires. That's when Chapman's going to be pulled from the closer role, when his contract expires or he retires.
Wow. I mean, but you can't trust him.
Yeah, obviously. I can't trust him. But it doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter what the fans think. It doesn't matter what Twitter thinks. It doesn't matter what Reddit thinks. It doesn't matter what Facebook or Instagram think. It doesn't matter what any of us think. It matters what they think. The people who actually make the decisions. And the people who actually make the decisions think that Aroldis Chapman is a trustworthy closer.
Right.
Like, they think, oh, yeah, this is a guy I can trust to close out a one-run game in October. Are you insane?
No.
You're crazy if you think that this guy can...
Yeah, Pinstripe Valley has pitch charts from last few games. Yeah, and you can kind of see where it's just all over the map here.
Yeah, it's erratic. Dude, and the part that drives me crazy is I know how good Chapman can be.
Right.
Like,
we've seen it. We've seen it.
Like in April and May earlier this year, he was the best reliever in baseball.
It was unhittable, yeah.
Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, Chapman's coming into the game.
Okay, game over.
Ball game.
Game over.
I'm like, okay, ball game. Chapman's going to throw 102 in the zone.
Right.
And that's literally all he needs to do is throw his fastball at triple digits at the top of the zone. It elevates.
Right.
His left arm with his fastball is a railgun.
You can't hit that. Nobody can hit that. You make contact, maybe you'll follow it off. No one can hit that, though.
Like, yeah, dude, what the... what is he thinking? I can't.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's a heart-attack waiting to happen every time he comes in.
Like, all he needs to do is just pound the zone with that fastball and mix in his off-speed stuff. His fastball is his best pitch. He has always had one of the best fastballs in all of baseball.
Right.
Since he's come up.
Sure.
It is untouchable, and yet he refuses to throw it. And when he does throw it, we don't know if it's ever going to hit the strike zone. So, long story short, Chapman shouldn't be the closer on this team anymore. He shouldn't. If they want to go deep in the playoffs, you can't trust him to be the closer.
Okay.
You just can't. And given how they used him in the playoffs, they put him in the 8th inning. In the playoffs, they actually put him in the 8th inning, and they trust him to get more than 3 outs.
Right. Then they leave it in for the 9th, though.
Yeah, they leave him in for the 9th, which is well, with 2020, well, last year in Game 5, they put Chapman in the bottom of the 7th, and I think what Boom was going for there was trying to get Chapman to get the final 7 outs of that game. Wait, nuts! I can't even trust him to get 3.
Right.
Much less.
There's a lot of insanity going on here. A lot of insanity.
Yes, literally, the definition.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to take him out from the closer role.
They're not taking him
unless
out
he
of the
completely
closer
implodes the next like 5-6 games or something.
He has done that on numerous occasions, and they've still kept him in the closer role.
All right, never mind then. Never mind. Well, good luck then. I don't. you and everybody else sees it. Why can't anybody that matters see it?
Tell me.
And yeah, they've still won 11 in a row. So
Yeah, they've still won 11 in a row.
yeah,
But Aroldis Chapman, with him in a big situation, that streak's gonna end real quick.
yeah.
Like if they're leading by, if it's a save situation.
Okay.
No, if it's anything less than a 6-run lead.
Okay.
In the bottom of the 9th inning, which I doubt it's gonna get there.
Sure.
Like I think the Yankees are gonna are split or lose the series. I don't think they're winning the series. But
Okay. Oakland A's.
yeah, in Oakland, I don't even
Okay.
think they're gonna win the series. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
If it is anything less than a 6-run lead and I see Aroldis Chapman towing the slab in the bottom of the 9th inning, I will turn the game off.
You wouldn't even watch.
I will turn the game off because I would. Dude, nothing has proven that Chapman's a guy you can trust.
Right.
Like, why should I trust him? Why?
All right. So they're paying.
Most of the times he's come into games since he's come back from injury is like he's only gotten through one. He's only finished one inning that he's come into.
Yeah. All right. So
Every single other inning he had to get taken out because he got into trouble.
yeah, it's well worth the $17 million they're paying for him this year.
But he'll be off the books soon.
Right.
Soon he'll be off the books.
Yeah. Luke Voigt. How can you explain the reemergence? Is it health? Is he completely healthy?
He's
Was he
healthy.
okay?
He's healthy.
Got a chip on his shoulder.
He's motivated.
Okay.
And he is very, very, very pissed off.
Okay, so it's working.
Yes.
The anger is motivation.
Yes. And you see, like, when he hit a home run, he did, like, the stone cold celebration in the
Yes.
dugout where he slammed the 2 water balls together and he, like, dumped them all over himself.
Yes. You gotta love it.
I mean, if I could compare Luke Voigt to any wrestler, I would compare him to Stone Cold.
Stone Cold, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd compare him to Stone Cold.
Yeah. Probably.
I mean, Luke Voigt is the only one on the Yankees that I can compare to a wrestler. Like, who would you compare Aaron Judge to?
I don't know, man. He's just a freaking giant, but not.
I don't know. Would
Andre
you
the
compare him to
Giant
The
giant.
Rock? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. The Rock's pretty big. I mean, Aaron Judge is big, but he's tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about in terms of, like personality.
Oh,
and
personality?
stuff
Yeah,
like
sure.
that. Like The Rock.
Sure.
Well, Judge isn't as flamboyant as The Rock.
No, but. Oh man. Yeah. When is Rizzo back from?
Yeah, he's back, but he
Okay.
hasn't been really hitting well. I mean, maybe take him out from the 2-hole for the bit, and maybe keep him down for a little duration of time. I don't know.
Yeah.
One thing they should do is they can't do this rest day stuff anymore. With like a Voigt has to DH every day. Stanton needs to play the outfield every day.
Does that explain
Gallo
his
needs
emergence?
to play the outfield. The ball don't lie, man. The numbers and ball definitely do not lie. Giancarlo has been mashing since he's been moved to the outfield.
I have the numbers right here. He's hitting 320, 420 on base percentage, slugging 613.
In the last week, you're saying?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't have the stretch here, but
So he's hitting. I know he's hitting over 300 since he's been moved to the outfield.
320. Yes. So
Like,
he
since
likes
being moved to yes, keeps him loose. Say what you want about him being active out there, but he's engaged with the game,
Right.
and now he keeps the muscles loose.
Right.
The whole thing with him was that you don't want him to stretch out too much. He's got to stretch out. Keeps
Right. It's playing the game of baseball.
It keeps him engaged.
Right.
Frankly, I think it keeps him engaged. And allows him to see the ball. I think it's doing something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something. It's got to be something to do with him being more engaged with the game.
Right.
And I hate that they're taking him out for defense. They're acting like he's a liability. Like in the sixth inning, they take him out for Jonathan Davis. I'm like, dude, it's a 2-run game. You don't know if they're going to tie it, and Stanton could come up in a big spot when he's been your best hitter.
Yeah.
Or one of your best hitters for the last week. And they act like he's a defensive liability. Meanwhile, he's a perfectly fine defender in the outfield. He's a net zero defender. And he's got a cannon of an arm.
I guess that they're concerned. I don't.
They are
I haven't
really
seen him.
Concerned. Dude, you can't. I'm sorry. You can't give anyone rest time right now. Especially when they're rolling like this.
Right. No, not at all.
I know it's like a Yankee staple to give scorching hot players rest days for some reason.
Right. No. Let them play.
Judge should be playing every day. Stanton should be playing every day.
Let them play.
Gallo should be playing every day. Voit should be playing every day. Rizzo should be playing every day.
Right.
Plain and simple. Sanchez should be playing, well, not every day because he's a catcher,
Right.
but Sanchez should be playing on most days.
Oh, yeah.
And LeMahieu should be playing on most days. Everybody should be playing like every day. They should be everyday players. Because down the stretch, you're going to need your best players on the field. You can't intentionally bench Aaron Judge in a game. Like, you can't bench him for rest. Rest should not be the main concern.
No.
Going down the stretch, you should not be concerned about resting players and making sure that they have a day off. You can't do this off-day stuff anymore.
Right.
You can't. Because every win matters so much in the standings. Like, it's so delicate. It's so volatile right now that we don't even know if they're going to be in the playoffs. They are literally one that... Like, if they come away from Oakland losing this series,
sure.
If they get swept in Oakland, the outlook is completely different.
They're not getting swept in Oakland.
I hope to God they don't get swept. I mean, Cole's going on... Cole's going tomorrow.
Right.
I believe Cole's going tomorrow. I think it's Tyone tonight. I'm assuming it's Tyone.
Okay.
Look at the game. I don't know. Go on like Baseball Savant or whatever. Okay. They always have the pitching matchups, but I like where the rotation is. That's a massive reason why they've been winning so much. The rotation has been pitching out of its mind.
Let's run down the rotation. Garrett Cole.
Okay. Dude, did you do that game against the Twins where he didn't have his best stuff, but he was working? You see he painted Donaldson a couple times?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Baltimore's up 10-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Good for them.
Jeez.
They've snapped out of it.
I just watched a urinating tree video on...
Tyon versus...
James Kapralian.
Kapralian, so yes.
James Kapralian, who I believe was given up in the Sonny Gray trade.
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, it will indeed be Jameson Tyone. Then it'll be Garrett Cole, and then I'm assuming Jordan Montgomery, and then Nestor Cortez.
Yeah. Cortez has been doing pretty well.
He went from just a pure meme to
a decent pitcher.
Not decent, dude. He has an ERA of like 2.5.
Yeah, a good pitcher. Damn
like
good
a
pitcher.
really good pitcher, dude. He's been throwing great stuff. They've stretched him out to become a starter. And when push comes to shove, like when everybody's back, I think there's going to be a big decision to be made in regards to where they're going to put him. Like, I'd love him to be a long reliever.
Sure.
I could see in the playoffs a Severino to Nestor or a Nestor to Severino bridge if Severino comes back. Or they could put Severino in the bullpen, which, God, imagine that.
I mean, this is all resting on if he does come back.
Yes, if he does come back. Dude, but imagine if, like, Luis Severino came back and... Like, imagine if he didn't work out as a starter in the future. He could be a really good reliever.
Oh, yeah.
Like a 2-inning guy?
Yeah, no doubt.
You could see that.
No doubt.
You can see that if his body doesn't allow him to be a starter anymore, he could be a really good reliever.
Yeah. Heel,
for some reason, they sent him back down to AAA. He has not given up a run in the bigs.
No.
And they're sending him back down to AAA. I don't get it. Are they manipulating service time? Because this happened to Chris Paddock.
Sure.
This happened to Chris Paddock, and look how he's turned out.
No.
I don't want the Yankees to have their Chris Paddock.
Yeah.
He's been pitching well. I want him to keep pitching. Like, sure, Heaney has pitched in the bigs longer, but I don't trust Heaney over Hill in any game down the stretch.
Right.
Here.
Well, I mean, at least they have that option, though.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, they have the option for. I mean,
They
the September
got-
call-up. I mean, with September call-ups with the rosters
I
expanding,
guess
he'll
doesn't
probably be
matter
back
then,
up
yeah,
in a week,
sure.
maybe.
Sure. But yeah, my point was, yes, he's pitching well. I mean, the starting pitching looks pretty good.
The starting pitching without doubt has been the main reason that this Yankee team has been playing as well as they have been in the last month.
You got a couple guys rehabbing right now that may.
The Corey Kluber, he should be coming back soon. Did
No,
a no-hitter
Yes.
in May?
Right.
If you remember that.
Yes. No hitter alumni Corey Kluber. Yes, I do remember that. And Domingo Germán.
Get him out of here. I don't want. Put him in the bullpen.
Put him in the bullpen?
Put Herman in the bullpen.
Okay.
I could see him being a decent two-inning guy. Because remember, if we're talking about playoffs, you need as many good arms out there as possible.
Sure.
And if you have that many good arms to throw out there in the playoffs and eat up innings doing a really good job at it, a guy like a Domingo Germán or a Nestor Cortez or a Luis Severino,
Right.
who could come back in the playoffs and do something like that. And like a big problem with the Yankees has been, like in the playoffs, has been relievers and pitchers not getting length and then needing to use the high leverage guys in situations where, frankly, they shouldn't have been put in high leverage. And to have guys like that can eat innings and throw up zeros while they're at it. Like, the idea of Nestor Cortez coming into a playoff game at a sold-out Yankee Stadium, every single strikeout for, like, 3 innings as everyone starts screaming every single time he gets a strikeout. Just the idea of that is so chills.
Gotta love it. O's are up 13-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey!
Bottom of the 8th. So, I mean...
So when do we see Adley Rutschman? I know I ask you this every week, but
will he be part of the September call-up?
I'd like him to be part of the September call-ups.
It doesn't. Why not? Unless they're... I mean...
Like, Grayson Rodriguez probably isn't going to be up until...
No, probably not.
At the earliest next year.
Right.
Also, speaking of prospects, I don't know if you saw, but MLB, not Baseball America, but MLB Pipeline updated their top 100 list. And if you look, if you don't have to scroll that far down, you will find somebody
top 100
very cool.
prospects list. Adley Rutschman, number 1, everybody.
And then if you scroll down a little bit, go to show the full list.
Okay.
Look at number 15.
Number 15.
A guy who has
Anthony
been
Volpe,
scorching
New York Yankees.
Scorching the world that is minor league baseball.
Yes.
He is ranked number 15 on the top 100 prospects in all of baseball. He leapfrogged Jason Dominguez.
Wow.
Who has not been hitting very well in AAA. I think he only has a WRC plus of like 80 something.
Yeah.
But I'm not giving up on him that quickly. I'm not stupid.
No, he's only 18, mind you. So
yeah, he's 18. He's 18 and he's a freak athlete.
Give him some time, but for sure. Yeah, man. Anthony Volpe, currently in high A ball right now, just mashing. You're saying?
Yeah, in high Hudson Valley. I expect him to be called up to Somerset very soon.
Yeah,
he'll be up in Somerset next year and maybe Scranton. He'll be up in a couple years, and I expect him to be the Gio Urshela replacement.
Yeah,
at third. Because even though as much as I'd want them to move on from Gleyber Torres, I mean, I'm high on him, but I don't think he's like a world beater anymore. He's not 29. Now it's 2019, so if he could come back to that, he could definitely come back to that. But Yeah, Volpe could be the Torres replacement in the future.
Yeah.
Oswald Peraza. There's a lot of intriguing middle infield prospects that could take Glaber's spot. But I doubt that's ever going to happen. So it's basically wasting time to talk about a prospect replacing Gleyber Torres of all people.
Right.
So, yeah, basically.
All right, so you're feeling good. You're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I'm feeling
I think,
good.
what was that you say, 25 and 10?
26 and 10 gets them to
100 wins? I mean, I think that's entirely possible.
It's possible.
Especially with the way they're playing right now.
They keep rolling. They keep rolling like this. 100 wins is entirely possible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, geez, could they get even better? I mean, they're winning a lot of like one-run games right now.
Yes, they are dancing through the raindrops. Sure. Let's not get it twisted.
Sure, and I know what that's like. What was that one year where the Orioles won like a crazy amount of one-run games? Was that 16? I think.
Is that one? Yeah, that was one of the 2010s teams. I'm assuming.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the 2012, 2014, 2016. Yeah, those teams.
But again, as you've been preaching, the standings don't care how many wins you run.
Yes.
You win by.
Yeah, the run differential doesn't really matter. The standings do.
Yeah.
Sure, the Pythagorean win-loss is run different. I mean,
Sure.
Okay. Just look at the Toronto Blue Jays baseball reference page. I'm curious about something.
Okay.
Hold on, because like the Pythagorean win-loss is based off a run differential.
All right, now we're getting deep.
Just look up Blue Jays, Toronto Blue Jays.
Got it.
2020. Their Pythagorean win-loss. Where's their Pythagorean win-loss? Where is it? Where's the Pythagorean? Oh my God.
There's a lot to look through here.
The Pythagorean theorem.
I don't know where they hide it. I don't know where
are they
buried
putting
it.
Dude, it's typically right on the front
Yeah,
page.
usually it is.
Wait a second. They are.
Oh, they got playoff odds here though. 20.7% chance to make the postseason.
I don't know. I was just curious because run differential factors into Pythagorean win-loss, and the Blue Jays have a cracked run differential.
Yeah.
Like the games that they've won have been by a lot.
Right. Yeah, I think they moved it. 'Cause I don't see it. I don't see it here, but
Hold on, maybe I can find it on my phone. Hold on.
I bet you can.
Okay.
I bet you can.
Blue Jays. Toronto Blue Jays. Where is their? Maybe I can find it on my phone. Maybe. What is their? Their Pythagorean win-loss is 74 and 51.
Wow. Okay.
Their that's the Pythagorean win-loss for this year.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's just. I was just curious because.
AKA the percentage, the number of games the team should have won.
It's based on run differentials. Not how many games the team should have won.
Right.
It's just their run differential. And the Blue Jays have a
Toronto's
cracked run differential.
their actual record is 66 and 59. So they're
Their expected win-loss is
Yeah.
74 and 51. Has it right there on the screen.
yeah. Which there it is. Yeah, the Yankees is 68 and 58. So they're
Again, dancing through the raindrops.
yes, exactly.
Again, those are the fake standings. Those are the expected standings.
Yeah, for sure.
Expected win-loss doesn't matter as much as expected batting average.
Yeah.
Because you can isolate that.
Yeah. But so no complaints over the last 11 game stretch. Obviously,
No.
could be worse. You could be a Mets fan.
Oh man.
Which ever since Steve Cohen's, I don't want to call it a rant, but he did call his team out in public, on Twitter. They've pretty much collapsed since then. Sitting with a 60 and 65 record, and
2-8 in their last 10.
2-8 in their last 10. 7 games back.
The Mets are down bad right now, man.
Not looking good.
Every all I could hear throughout the first 4 months of the season.
Sure.
Was Mets on New York, the Mets on New York. Like, nobody paid attention to the Mets' problems when they had a lot of them.
Sure.
But nobody paid attention to them because, oh, look at the Mets. They're the super friends. They're super likable. They're in first place. Look at the Yankees. And it was... And then the Mets had negative regression and the Yankees had positive regression. So, that's very... very funny stuff. And let's look at the NL wild card real quick.
Look at this.
But dude, the San Diego Padres have been on a free fall since the All-Star break, falling out of the playoffs, and they are now one game behind the Cincinnati Reds.
The Reds. Where'd the Reds come from?
Dude, hey, you have Joey Votto on your team.
Who's on fire right now? Yeah.
Dude, Joey Votto is hitting like it's 2016, and
yes.
And it's just great. Dude, everyone loves Joey Votto.
Right.
Unless you're a fan of a team in the NL Central, then you probably hate Joey Votto. But
yeah, but look at the Reds. I hope they can maintain this. Dude,
it's fun. They're a fun little team.
Yeah.
They have a great offense.
Yeah, it would be, and for all the moves that San Diego made to not make the playoffs.
Yeah, dude.
Talk about disappointment.
Dude, you want to talk about disappointing?
Mm-hmm.
Man, the Padres have been terrible.
They got all the pieces though, on paper.
Yeah, on paper. But you know what? They had Larry Rothschild as their pitching coach, who they just fired.
Yes.
Which I expect their team ERA to fall.
You know all about Larry Rothschild.
Yes.
You know all about him.
Yes, I.
Good riddance.
And now the Yankees have contact management Matt Blake.
Yeah.
Who has been revealed to be a great pitching coach.
Man, I would love to see Cincinnati make the play.
It would be so much. Well, although it would be a one-game playoff against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, where Walker Buehler would be pitching in the one-game playoff.
Right.
Which, you want to talk about a good big-game pitcher. Whew, Walker Buehler. Man.
One game, though. Anything can happen.
Dude, it's Walker Buehler. He's the guy I trust in the winner-take-all game. The Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah.
49.
Yeah, doing good. But can San Francisco be stopped?
They're just a well-oiled machine. They're built different. The Dodgers can catch them. I think it is very possible that the Dodgers catch them. And
theoretically, yes. And
yes.
Dodgers are on a 9-1 winning streak right now. Or
yes. 9-1 run.
Last
2-game. Including a thriller against the Padres that went 16 innings.
Yeah. Not bad.
Which, oh, man. 16 innings in a National League game? Oh. Dude, I hate when the Yankees play in the National League Park. Dude, when is the universal designated hitter coming?
It's going to be soon.
When's it happening? It has to happen soon.
It's going to be soon.
The new collective bargaining agreement, if they get one,
it's gonna be soon. I think it's good.
Should
I think it's good for the game overall.
Yeah, sure. It
saves your pitcher, increases offense, blah 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 blah. I mean,
yeah, sure. It removes a layer of strategy to the game, but who cares? Yeah, all I'm saying is, imagine if Garrett Cole had a free out every time he went through the lineup.
Right. Oh, jeez. Oh my good. I can't.
And it also, like, pitchers get less length because of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the universal DH. I think it makes sense.
Like, for every, like, Madison Bumgarner who rakes as a pitcher.
Sure.
There are just like hundreds of other pitchers who can't.
No, so it's an automatic out. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, how many sack bunts do you want to see?
It's like, dude, sack bunts don't sell anymore.
Right.
Like, sure, the sack bunt is like sure it's old-time baseball, but there's a reason why people don't do it in the extra innings.
Right.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, if you're the home team, a sack bunt in a tie game with the runner on second near the home team, yeah, it makes all sense to
Sure.
bunt the guy over the third. But
Sure. Fly ball, tag up, score the run, sack fly, win the game.
Yes.
Sure. Which I hope they get rid of that
They
next year, right? They have to, right?
have to.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. I can't stand that stupid rule anymore.
They're gonna take it away for the playoffs, right? Please tell me.
Yeah, they take it away for the playoffs.
God, thank God. Thank God.
That
It's worse than the shootout.
rule states well, we hate the shootout because the Devils always lose when they play
Right,
them.
sure.
That's why we hate the shootout.
Sure. Oh, speaking of hockey, one of our podcasters was like, "Hey, I'm doing a podcast at a cigar lounge in Woodbridge. Can you come and run it?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, who are you interviewing?" And he's Ken Danico.
Oh,
I'm like,
sweet.
Well, what time? I'll be there. I'll be there in a second. And Ken was on an episode of Comic Book Men with me many years ago, so he had a great time. He was firing slap shots at Brian Johnson, who was dressed up in goalie gear. That was awesome. So he remembers that moment fondly. So yeah, I got to sit in a smoky cigar lounge with Mr. Devil himself, Ken Danico, on Tuesday afternoon. So I asked him, I was like, "Hey man, the team's looking good, huh?" They got Dougie Hamilton, signed some guys. He's like, "Well, the talent's good," but he seemed very pessimistic. And I was like,
That's what those analysts are like behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I was like,
they
know. I know, yeah. They've been through it.
Well, Ming. It's,
Ming.
the talent's there, but they gotta execute.
That's exactly what he said.
The talent's there, but the execution hasn't.
That's exactly what he said.
They have executed for years.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Steve. Jack Hughes, great
Steve.
in transition.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't interview him.
Ken
The other podcaster did. But
Ken Danico is doing a hell of a job with filling in filling in
great.
the shoes of Chikaresh. He's so funny.
He's great. He's great. He's got that great sense of humor. He
Yeah.
knows the game.
He's no David Cohen, but when Ryan Rucco and David, I'm sorry, but as iconic as Michael K's voice is,
Sure.
Ryan Rucco and David Cohen doing games is so much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Because they just make pop culture references all the time. Do another thing about this 11-game winning streak that has been awesome.
Okay,
I don't know if you've noticed.
Yes, but
I'm pretty sure you've seen me talk about it on the timeline, but have you noticed that at Yankee Stadium with 2 strikes and 2 outs, and when the Yankees are pitching, the Death Star alarm starts blaring throughout the stadium?
I have not noticed that, and I love it.
It's
So the whoop whoop, that one.
that goes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that one.
I love it. Just throw all the Star Wars
Dude, just
references in.
everybody's just roaring, just the crowd getting all
Yeah.
amped up with that. I'm just imagining that in a playoff game.
Oh man. It'll happen. Wait for it. It's gonna happen.
Dude, a playoff game. There is nothing quite like the
It makes me happy to even hear you saying that word because
Playoff game.
what 3 weeks ago, a month
Yeah.
ago, those words.
I was talking about
coming out of your
playoffs like I
lips.
was Jim Mora. That was how I was talking
Yeah.
about the playoffs.
Yeah, you
I was
were.
like, playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs.
What are you talking about? Playoffs?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Playoffs?
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, it makes me happy. But yeah, just got to talk a little hockey with Ken, and yeah, my takeaway was he's cautiously optimistic to pessimistic, and for good reason.
Hey, Ken Danico been behind the microphone in front of the camera. He's like just a normal analyst.
Sure.
He just does everything. He's employed by MSG. He
Sure.
talks
Yeah.
about the team, but
I know, but
inside
he's been-
that guy knows ball.
He does.
He knows ball.
He does. He's been on the ice. He's taken
knows
out
his team.
people. He's 23.
Playing a very, 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 very passive style of hockey.
Yeah, which
I think the only goal that he scored that has ever survived on the internet was the goal that he scored, I think, in Game 1 of the 2000 Stanley Cup Final,
yeah.
which is one of my favorite sports highlights ever. It's like Gary Thorne calling the game, and
Right.
he knows how significant it is when
Right.
Ken Danico scores.
We'll see if I can pull it up. But meanwhile, he
Let's look up Ken Danico goal, and that's the first thing that will show
goal,
up.
just goal.
Look right there.
There it is. All right. Here it is.
It's one of my
We'll,
favorite highlights. This is one of my.
Bud Stanley Cup summer. Teams winning game one of the Cup final, 48-13 series record.
Please.
Last four Cup defenders to reach a final repeated as champions. Dallas trying to do that, and 4 of the last 5 Cup final series have ended in.
All right. So loud.
At the old Meadowlands Arena.
I know. Look at this grainy ass footage. Wow, look at how happy he is. He's jumping up and down. Seton Hall logo's up on the arena. Oh man. Man, look at that. Look at that. Jeez, man. Look at that crowd.
I hope that with the NHL. Oh, John Madden winning the
Yep,
face-off.
there it is.
John
Danica
Madden.
winding up. Slap. Bam.
just threw that there.
He did, yeah, and it just went through everything. Just went through everything. That's awesome. Good job, Ken. Ken Danica, everybody. Mr. Devil. So, yeah. But I was like, well, I know that causes pessimism. I know another guy who thinks like that.
Like,
Sits across the table from me once a week.
I know another guy.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
oh, is that guy who talks bad about the team every week?
No.
Is that the guy who...
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Or is that loud, screamy guy on Twitter who rates the Devil's mentions every game?
Do you follow him?
I
You should follow him. His tweets are pretty good.
I don't know if I follow him on Twitter. I follow Kanji.
Oh, Steve Cangelosi.
I follow Kanji.
Yeah.
I need to follow
If
him.
you, but again, if you're listening to this, you're not following at Cam
I am
Woolley
following.
Show.
I am
You are,
following
okay.
Ken Danica.
Okay.
His profile picture is him smoking a cigar.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's his thing now is cigars, for sure.
Yeah.
So, so that was my sports highlight of the week. Got to hang out with
You guys hang out.
three-time Stanley Cup
Yes.
champion Ken Danica.
1982, the Devils' first ever draft pick, Ken Danica.
Yeah, and it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out. I think every year he was just hoping he wouldn't get traded.
Yeah.
He kind of saw the all the other guys getting traded, but they kept him, and thank goodness they did.
Yeah. Well, in the 80s, that Devils team was very liquid.
Sure.
There were a lot of guys getting dealt off, and but basically the guys that I know that were on those 80s teams that kind of stayed for a while were Ken Danica and John McClain.
Oh yeah. Oddly enough.
Dude, John McClain was underrated. Real underrated forward.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Anything coming out of the NFL? Any NFL news?
The Giants preseason is still uneventful as ever. There's just I don't really know.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
No news is good
It's like-
news, right?
Yeah, I mean, Dory Jackson tweaked up his ankle a bit, but the hope is he's ready for week 1. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Breaking news: Orioles game final 13-1. Everybody, they've won 2 in a row.
Whoa!
The streak begins. Look out,
my
Yankees!
God.
Look out, New York Yankees!
Shiver me timbers.
Yeah, I think they've been mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. So, I believe.
Have they?
I believe. I don't. I have to check that out. But even there aren't that many games left. So, and they're way behind. However, I'm hoping they just reach that. My magic number is 54 wins.
54 wins.
That's the magic number.
54 wins.
They currently have 40. Have they updated this? Yes, they have 40 wins. So
40 and 86, so 14
yes.
is the number.
in the next 35-ish games, 37,
14 and
like 20.
14,
something.
14 and 21.
I-
They have to play. I don't know what kind
Or
of
a
baseball
percentage.
that is, but
Yeah, like 333 ball or something.
yeah, they have to win like 2/5 of. They have to play 400 ball.
All right. Well, we're laughing at this. Their schedule, I think the remaining schedule is not easy. They have the
Oh,
Rays
dear
coming up
God.
next. 3 games against the Rays.
You better keep that streak going against them, man. You better.
I think
You laid down.
it's not happening.
You
They-
laid
it's not happening. I
down for him
believe-
last time. I was mad.
I believe
I was said
I
I
should have been
like I
mad.
tweeted at you. I'm like, dude, seriously? Like, come on.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be kind of on the.
I have to
supposed
check the
to be-
season record. I believe they've only won 2 games against the Rays this season. So they get 3 games against the Blue Jays, then the Yankees, 4 games set against the Royals, Blue Jays, Yankees, Red Sox, Phillies. Yeah, this is not easy. Maybe they win a couple against the Rangers at the end of the month, then the Red Sox, and then they finish off the season against the Blue Jays. So
In
this
Toronto,
is
oof.
not easy.
We know a lot of great memories for the Orioles in Toronto.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Every show you got to bring that up.
Well,
Every show.
There's something that comes across the screen that makes
Right.
me bring it up.
I know. Speaking of Zach Britton, which we didn't really bring up, but is he done?
I believe so. He's hurt. He's on the 10-day IL.
Dang.
I doubt he comes back.
Thing. O'Day out. So all
But
the Orioles.
he was kind of starting to come around a bit, but I'm just like, nah. There were a couple of appearances where he kept that sinker ball down,
right.
and it was hitting 95 till
Except
96 at some point.
for the Field of Dreams game.
Yes.
That
I'm like, dude, keep it down in the zone, and they pounded into the ground.
yeah, didn't work. He didn't do that.
He didn't do that. at the
That
Field of
ball
Dreams
was
game.
way out of there.
Yeah. That game was awful. I hated that game.
Oh, yeah.
That game. The 11-game winning streak, like, it made it so, like, I'd be able to re-watch the Field of Dreams move.
Yeah.
Watch Field of Dreams again.
Yes. That Orioles 19-game losing streak started with that black cat on the field game. By the way,
Yeah, and the Yankees got blessed by it. They're 18-3
since the cat game.
Yeah, they're 18-3 since
Wow.
that cat showed up.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to be at the wrong end of that, right?
Pretty much.
Right. Yeah. You can't curse both teams. Somebody's got to, I guess. Yeah. Random animals on the field, never a good thing.
Random animals on the field, it typically means something for both of the teams.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the worst case being the Randy Johnson hitting the pigeon.
Hitting the pigeon.
the pass
That is
That's
a
just a
statistical impossibility.
Right. Yeah, you could do that like 100 more times. It won't happen.
Chances are that bird didn't really survive.
No, it did not. That bird was.
a Randy Johnson fastball
from the big
just coming
unit.
out of his hand.
Yes.
Hitting a bird. Yeah, the bird loses.
Bird
Long story short,
did
the
not win
bird
that one.
loses.
Bird did not win that one. So, yeah. I don't know if you saw this. Did you ever see this? It was our first pitch from 2017 at a Red Sox game. Which there's a cancer survivor gets to throw out the first pitch from the Jimmy Fund.
Ooh!
I don't know why. I never seen this. He hits
Just a bit
a
outside.
photographer in the nuts who's standing like a million feet away.
Oh, just a bit outside.
I saw this on, I guess, Instagram, and I can't stop watching this. Just look up if you're listening.
That's the photographer who took it.
That's a photographer. Yeah, look up first pitch Red Sox nuts.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh,
That's a yeah. Oh, the worst part, the guy he said he was a pitcher.
yeah.
He was like a 17-year-old cancer survivor who played like high school baseball. I mean, sometimes you get nervous and
Yeah, you lose the zone.
I mean, he could have hit that dude anywhere, right in the nuts,
Bullseye.
1,000%, like no question, like no doubt. Well, that's baseball, Susan.
Yep, that is baseball, Susan. So like, anyways,
Yeah, you got
kinda
anything
like
else?
to round things out with a little pop culture.
Oh,
kinda
what do we
stuff.
got?
You saw that new Spider-Man trailer.
I did.
Yeah, you
No Way
saw
Home.
the new Spider-Man trailer.
pretty amazing.
Looking pretty good.
Action packed. There's a lot going on there. There's speculation. There's maybe red herrings. There's
Okay, so
lots of villains.
3 villains have been confirmed from that little trailer
Okay.
alone.
Who are?
Doc Ock,
Yes,
obviously.
okay.
Green Goblin
Yes, obviously.
and Electro.
Yes. Possibly Sandman was spotted. We don't know.
I don't want anyone from Spider-Man 3. Is Sandman part of the Sinister Six, or is...
He has been, yes. So these, and I mean,
I know it's Vulture, Mysterio,
I'll look it up.
Doc
'cause
Ock,
yes.
the Green Goblin,
Vulture.
Electro, and did I say the Vulture? I think I might have said the Vulture.
It changes, but
All I know is that we're on our way to the Sinister Six.
OG Sinister Six. Yeah, Doc Ock, Electro. Craven the Hunter, Mysterio, Sandman, Vulture. Yes, that's 6, right? Yes, that's the OG Sinister Six. It's changed many times, but
Yeah, the Green Goblin isn't there, so I don't count that one.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's the original, but the Sinister Six. Obviously you got the Green Goblin, you got Mysterio, you got Doc Ock,
yeah.
you got Electro,
Yes,
you got the Vulture,
yes.
and you have
Probably the Sandman.
the Sandman or the Rhino.
Right. I don't know if we're seeing Paul Giamatti back, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, you got Doctor Strange. Rumors of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield
Oh my
returning.
god, dude. Those rumors and those speculations, those theories have been going around since Into the Spider-Verse came out.
Sure.
And that trailer for that movie and Loki, the series as a whole,
Yes.
just stoked up.
Sure. We got multiverses everywhere. My
It's like
friends.
everything.
Yeah.
That only took the speculation and ramped it up, multiplied by 1,000,000.
Yes.
So everyone's saying, oh, well, they're going to bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back. And they got the actors for Doc Ock. I know Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro, and
Yes.
I think, don't hold me to this, but I think Willem Dafoe is coming back as the Green Goblin.
I mean, that would be awesome. For many reasons.
And I
but
think in the MCU, Scorpion was
Yes.
spotted in the after credit scene talking to
Yes,
the
yes,
Vulture.
he was. So he's out there somewhere.
Yeah, so I think instead of the Sandman, we're going to get Scorpion. I don't know, I just really didn't like Spider-Man
know.
3.
Spider-Man 3 is not good, but
Yeah, okay, the emo Peter scene was funny.
sure.
Like, he was walking around, he was dancing around the
I mean,
streets.
but when we see
Like, it was,
Topher Grace as Venom, probably not. So don't hold your breath.
we could see Tom Hardy as Venom.
I
Although,
would,
honestly, I think everything in the MCU, from this point until they fully get the rights to the Fantastic Four, is just going to be filler until they can introduce
which they do.
Galactus.
which they do.
Okay, they
have
have the
them.
complete rights to them now. Okay.
Yeah.
So now until the Fantastic Four, they're just gonna, it's gonna be a complete buffer zone until they introduce Galactus.
Yes.
Because that's the only way you can top Thanos is by Galactus. Like, sure, Kang the Conqueror, that would be great, but like Doctor Doom, even, but Galactus is the only thing that serves a threat even close to Thanos, or even more.
Yeah.
Because Thanos was a Titan. Galactus is he's a Celestial.
He is. Yes. He's a world
Yes.
eater. He eats
Yes,
planets.
he eats planets,
Eats
and
planets.
hopefully he'll be portrayed better than in that.
That
god-awful Silver
yes.
Surfer
Oh,
movie.
it's terrible. Come on.
That was early Marvel Studios. That's when Chris Evans was the Human Torch.
Yes, he was. Yeah. Well, things like that make you appreciate the good ones.
Yes.
Way more. So, but yes, that trailer is awesome. I can't wait to see it coming out at Christmas.
Yeah, that's
Gonna be
I believe
amazing.
That's gonna be coming out during my Christmas break. And
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
I'm
be back at
It's
the theaters.
So funny. The last time I went to the movies was to see Far From Home, and I think the next time I'm going to be
Wow.
going to the movies is to
Wow,
see.
okay, so like a
let's see another Spider-Man
2-year
movie.
plus gap then.
Yes, a 2-year plus gap, and it would be for the same series.
Yeah. That's awesome. But yeah, it was great. It was great.
And I love how they fit Spider-Man into the MCU. Like mostly Spider-Man has just been his own character.
Sure.
He's been his own thing.
Yeah.
But they incorporated him into this.
Team him up, just like in the comics. You
Like
just pop up.
Like they made him. I think in the MCU he's like an Avenger instead
Yeah.
of just like a part-time
Sure.
Avenger like in the comics.
Right.
Where he just kind of shows up whenever.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, in Infinity War and Endgame, Spider-Man did actually show up, and he did a lot too.
He did help save the world. Definitely helped save the world. So
And that Iron Spider suit,
pretty awesome.
and they finally they got the perfect actor for him, man.
Tom Holland's pretty awesome.
Yes.
So, yeah, the trailer was I think they said the trailer's got
He got leaked.
it got leaked, but in one day it's got the most downloads of any MCU trailer already. More than Endgame, more than Infinity War. Yeah, more than.
Well, because there's been such a drought from the
Yeah.
MCU. It's like, sure, the Disney Plus series have been good. I mean,
yeah, but movie wise,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was good. Loki was great.
yeah,
WandaVision was kind of, I gotta get around to finishing that.
sure,
But
it's good. It's good. Oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
I don't know, the Scarlet Witch and Vision were never. Well, they nerfed Vision.
They did.
In Infinity War and Endgame. He wasn't even alive in Endgame.
Yeah,
He was,
right. So
he's the Mind Stone.
yeah. Come on, give him a break.
Yeah. Well, they nerfed. Point being, they nerfed Vision after Age of Ultron.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, look, everything's looking good, my friends.
Yes.
We have a fun winter coming up, especially for movies.
Yes.
Yeah, love it.
And
Awesome.
Destiny 2, the Witch Queen. Like, I live tweeted during that.
I saw that when the servers weren't too busy, you were good.
Yeah, when
Saw that.
The servers weren't busy, the new season dropped. It's so fun. And whenever people say, like, sure, we've come so far. Like, 7 years ago, when Destiny 1 Vanilla dropped, everyone made fun of the story. People weren't even sure that it had a better story than Twilight. Like, we have come so far from the point of, I have no time to explain why I don't have time to explain,
Right.
which was an actual line said in the game.
Yes.
And now Destiny's storytelling has evolved to a point where, like, the Halo games, they had great stories, and Bungie is finally going back to telling the great stories with characters with different motivations.
Yeah.
The world is so rich. The lore is finally coming into the gameplay. And with the Savathun, they set her up so well, and the Witch Queen, I think it's coming out during one of my school breaks.
Oh,
So
all right.
So if I'm like, oh.
Good timing. Good timing.
It's coming out February 22nd, which is unusual for a Destiny expansion. They
Yeah.
typically drop those in fall, like September, October.
Right.
Although Beyond Light dropped in, I believe, November, or it dropped in November of last year.
Yeah.
So there's going to be no expansion this year, and I get it because Bungie's staff was sent home and
Yeah.
like all that
Stuff
crazy,
happened.
crazy stuff. But I am loving where Destiny, like, it finally has a good story, and it's had a good story for years, like since like Forsaken back in 2018. It told a great story about like Noah, like Aldrin Saab, and then they took his character and like they killed him. He got revived as a guardian. He didn't know any of his life before. He didn't even know who the hell a Cade 6 is.
Yeah.
And then they redeemed him to be a great character. And it was just like they finally have a great story and great gameplay mechanics. It is finally a first-person shooter version of World of Warcraft that it was kind of hyped up to be, although it was nowhere near as convoluted as that.
Yeah.
I could never play WoW.
Right.
I could never play that game.
I
No.
don't have time for that, but yes.
Like I could, like it's not like the Old Republic or any
Yeah.
of those,
Right.
any of those games, which they still have content coming out for those games.
Yeah.
Somehow they have, although it's the MMORPGs are really popular though. I mean, Destiny's one of them. Although it's kind of like an FPS.
Yeah.
Although not kind of like an FPS, it is an FPS. It
Right.
has the mechanics of Call of Duty and Halo.
Yep.
But Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that.
Oh, yeah,
they,
for
they
sure.
Got, they got the big 30th anniversary again to bring it
Yeah.
back to Gallahorn, and they're partnering with Nerf to make a real life version of the exotic rocket launcher, which dropped all the way back in I think it dropped all the way back in. Well, I'll just scroll down. Wait, scroll up. I think I saw something.
Fortnite.
Destiny 2's Gallahorn is one of gaming's most legit. Yeah.
Oh, hey. How much is this thing? Looking for a price.
No, they announced that they're partnering with Nerf to make a real life version of the Gallahorn.
Right.
Which, if that comes out before Christmas,
Put it on the list.
This is my last Christmas as a kid. So
Come on, I'm still getting toys, so don't worry about that. I'm still putting toys on my list.
yeah, well, I mean, you gotta.
I mean,
case in point.
I gotta, yeah. I gotta,
Yeah.
yeah. You got anything else?
It's just so funny that they're making a real life version of that. Like, it's a Nerf gun. It's like, I'm probably gonna hang it in my room, and then it's like, it's already my favorite Nerf gun ever because.
Oh, for sure.
You have no idea how powerful that thing was back in 2014, and like the winter, the spring, and all the way up to the fall of 2015. It was one of the most powerful weapons in any video game ever. You could not get on a raid team if you didn't have that gun.
Right.
You couldn't. And I remember I got it from a multiplayer match where I finished in last place. I had a .5 KD. And I ended up getting it. And I guarantee there were so many people on my team, like half of the people on my team probably didn't have it, and they wanted to choke me out.
Right.
And my friend that was in my party who bought it in the second week the game released. He was pissed off at me too. I told all my friends who played the game, they were super pissed off. Like, everyone's got an experience to how they got it because it's literally a game changer.
Right.
It's like it opens up so much for you. And if there was a solar burn on the Nightfall that week and you had Gallahorn, you were playing on easy mode.
Oh, yeah.
It was just, the boss went down, and and that was when heavy ammo synths were a thing at the time. So you could just unload your ammo, and then you could use a heavy ammo synth, and then you would be reloaded right back up, and then you just go right back in on it.
Yeah.
And the boss would probably be dead by that point. And yeah, the Titan Bubble, you could use the weapons of the damage buff.
Yeah.
Modifier weapons light, you could have gone with that. It turned bosses into Swiss cheese.
Yeah. That's awesome. Right on.
Any last second
Yes.
stuff?
Any last words for today's episode?
Looking at.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching the Yankees closely. So, I mean, for your sake, but
Oh yeah, I mean, for the podcast, you gotta know what to talk
Yep.
about. You gotta know what I'm.
oh
Gonna
yeah,
be,
nope, I'm up on.
You gotta know whether I'm gonna be happy or pissed.
Pretty much, yes. Pretty much. Well, I'm glad you're happy this week. Very happy. You couldn't be more happy.
Oh, apparently, the 16-year-old Roderick Arias is the #1 international prospect for the upcoming international signing period in January 22.
Wow. Okay.
The Yankees are reportedly the favorite to sign the 6'1" switch-hitting shortstop.
Okay.
So one thing I will say, the Yankees, they don't really build their teams that much through the draft, even though their #1 prospect was drafted. And the New Jersey, Anthony Volpe, a New Jersey boy.
Yum.
He's around my age, actually. So, like, an Arias is younger than me. He's 16. Oh, God. I'm getting that age where prospects are going to be my age. So,
For sure.
anyways. Yeah. From Ming Chen and the Shared Universe Podcast Studio, I'm Cameron Woolley. Like, subscribe, buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt.
Follow my stuff. Join my Discord server. I am available like basically 24/7. We could play games. We could talk sports.
Yep.
We could talk whatever. Like, I have a lot of interest. Hell, you could even talk politics with me if you wanted to. And as always, well, no, I'm not like talking about like with politics, dude. We could. I've always thought about like doing kind of like an election night special where like it's like my friends and I did that.
Yeah.
Like once where we were all talking like election nights and Discord servers are funny. And anyways, stay classy, New Jersey.